Hey you, how's it going? It is not even 8 in the morning. I wish I could show you my alarm clock across the room, but oh yeah, actually I can. Hold on. See? Can't tell me nothing. I don't typically do this, but I'm feeling sort of inspired today. I don't know, I feel like towards the end of the day, like I'm just gonna be clowning myself for trying this anyway. Basically what I'm trying to say is I don't do vlogs. I don't care for vlogs. In fact, I find vlogs, most vlogs at least, like pretty boring. Like the thing with vlogs for me is that they lack a show don't tell aspect of them, and that can get kind of annoying. Like I really don't need you to like tell me in bullet points what you're about to do. Like just, I'm sorry, shut up and do it, please. Just shut up and do it. Show me as you go. But yeah, it is almost 8 a.m. and I'm gonna give you a quick backstory as to what inspired me to actually make this vlog. No, this is not a Ramadan vlog, but you could consider this like a day in my life during Ramadan, although this is not every day for me during Ramadan. Like usually I am asleep until noon, but today I got up at around, I think it was like around 4:30 to have suhoor and pray fajr, and then for some reason like my brain would not turn off. It would not go back to sleep. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do a couple things, you know, I'm gonna do what I like to do in my morning routine. I should have brought you guys with me, but I'm like, no, it's not the right time. Doesn't like people who talk too much, doesn't like when vloggers talk too much in their vlog, but also her needs to, you know, talk her way through the vlog to make a point. So yeah, for my non-Muslim subscribers who might be watching this, so suhoor is, it's like the time period before the first prayer of the day where you get to eat. That's like what I usually call my last meal before I fast for the day. And it doesn't have to be anything super elaborate. It can just be like, I don't know. This morning, for example, I had avocado toast with an egg. I know, I am such a basic millennial. And I had a fried egg on top, so how basic can you get, right? And I also just had like a bowl of cereal and some tea that my cousin Amina, shout out to Amina, and Miriam, shout out to you both. Thank you for making that tea. It was amazing. Yeah, I just had that and I had some water. But yeah, that's your last meal before you fast for the day. And you would fast until it is time for the first prayer of the day, which is Fajr. And I think today Fajr was at like 5:10 a.m. So my family and I prayed. I was thinking of going back to bed, but my brain would not shut off. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just read Quran for 30 minutes. And I did. And then I tried to fall back asleep. Couldn't do it. And I'm just like, you know what? It's really nice outside. Like I kid you not, I looked outside my window and it was purple hour. It was gorgeous. And I'm like, this is nice. I could get used to this. So I got up, I did some yoga. I did like what I usually do in my typical morning routine that I would do if it was like later on in the day, because, you know, if you're fasting Ramadan and you're unemployed like me, you're probably sleeping until noon. Yeah, I did yoga. I made the bed. I wrote my to-do list for the day. Yeah, just simple stuff like that. I also brushed my teeth, and I'm gonna walk you through my skincare routine for the morning. It is a little after 8 right now, so I should probably get started. I did go ahead and cleanse my face with African black soap. I'm also just gonna wake up my face a little bit with some rose water toner. This low-key, this low-key already feels like, you know, those Vogue beauty videos. My glasses! I can't see without my glasses! That was a terrible Velma impression. So I cleansed my face with African black soap. It's in the bathroom and I don't want to get it. And then for serum, I use the Cocoa Kind Chlorophyll Discoloration Serum. And then since my face is a little misty, I will do 1.5 drops of these. And then for eye cream, I use the Cocoa Kind. I know this is the second Cocoa Kind product I'm showing y'all. I am not sponsored by Cocoa Kind. I I don't know, I saw their stuff and I'm like, ooh, I want to try this. But yeah, this is the Cocoa Kind eye cream. And it has like a cooler applicating tip. Sorry, let me grab my mirror so I'm not like all up in your face. And I also like to just swipe it underneath for this nice cooling effect. Ooh. And then I moisturize my face. I don't know if this is BDS safe, so if this brand supports— nope. I'm gatekeeping this. There's a reason why we gatekeep stuff. It's not just for our own benefits, but it's also, we're also trying to protect the Palestinians, so a good day to gatekeep. No one says that. Sunscreen, this is the Black Girl sunscreen. I love this stuff. I went through so many bottles of it, and this is like the Little Mermaid edition. I got this last year. But yeah, a little tip I like to share is after you make wudu, so for those who don't know, making wudu is like when you wash yourself a little bit before you pray. Your face, of course, is gonna get dry. So on top of moisturizer, you gotta wear sunscreen. I don't care if you're darker than me. I don't care if you're paler than me. I'm begging you, please wear sunscreen. I don't care if it's winter. I don't care if you're indoors all day. Please wear sunscreen. Thank me later. So for lip balm, this I can share with y'all. Aquaphor. Good old Aquaphor. And it's funny, like I always, when I go out with this, like my sister's always asking me like, hey, are you gonna bring Aquaphor with you? And I'm like, yeah, of course, I got you, girl. And the other night at the mosque, there was this one sister. She saw me putting on Aquaphor and she's like, oh, is it okay if I borrow some Aquaphor? And I'm like, yeah, girl, I got you. Yeah, I love helping out my sisters, whether they're related to me or not. But yeah, that is a little bit of my skincare routine. I'm gonna go take out the trash and y'all are gonna come with me. I put the packet on the glass. What glass? The little glass dish and the microwave. Got it. I closed the door. Which door? The door to the microwave. What's wrong with you? Hey. So I don't think I really showed you my desk setup. It's messy, like 99% of the time. I'm not even gonna like zoom in on the clutter because it's a mess. And you know what Marie Kondo says? I love mess. So it works out. Hello, I am Baymax, your personal healthcare companion. So before I get started for the day, I want to talk about this with somebody because I don't know who else to talk about this with, and it's my YouTube channel. I can do what I want. So Rami Youssef hosted SNL, and I didn't watch the entire episode because, I don't know, it might be NSFR, not safe for Ramadan. And I will say though, I did watch his monologue, and I was moved by the third act of that monologue. I also saw the I need to talk about this with somebody. The Ozempic for Ramadan sketch, I don't know, I can't differentiate between the two. But yeah, basically it was like a satire ad for Ozempic, and I thought it was funny, not funny haha, but funny, and I was like, interesting.
Funny, yes, but not funny, haha. Funny, weird.
Because like, okay, so you've been hearing about Ozempic in the news. Yeah, how celebrities have been using that to lose weight. apparently it's gotten to Senate as well. So yeah, there's an Ozempic epidemic. I was trying to be punny, but that was a major fail. But yeah, I thought that sketch was like perfectly timed. It was also funny seeing Ego Wodim, who's like one of my favorite members on SNL. It was so interesting seeing her in hijab. Even Kenan Thompson, like, who's also one of my favorites. Like, that man is my childhood, and him, like, his character hosting a halal food truck. It was a mood. But yeah, FYI, like, I'm not offended by it at all. I thought it was like perfectly, I don't know, I thought it was perfectly timed. I'm like, yep, this is one of the few ways you can represent Muslims in the media. The reason why I'm bringing this up was because I was going to make a video about the latest season of Rami, but I think what happened was, like, I don't know, the timing wasn't right for me, and when I had eventually got around to doing it, the writer's strike was going on, and I was afraid that, like, I'll just like insert the community post here. But yeah, I was sad that I had to scrap that video. Maybe I'll pick it up in a future video. But yeah, the reason why, like, I'm bringing up this SNL sketch, and also just Rami Youssef hosting SNL, is because, like, it's so nice to see Muslim representation in comedy that's not at the expense of American Muslims, right? We have been made a mockery for so long. And, like, I will say, can I let you in on a secret, guys? Can I let you in on a secret? And here I am sharing this at like 8:38 a.m. and I am getting deep in my feelings. I want to be a comedy writer. One of the reasons why I got into YouTube in the first place was because I wanted to share, I wanted to share my sense of humor. And at the time I started, there wasn't a lot of Muslim women who looked like me, you know, telling jokes. Life got in the way and I stopped for a while. And then, of course, like, I'm sure some of y'all came here because either you know me in real life or you are probably here because of my Miss Marvel content. And I was a little skeptical about the state of my YouTube channel because I'm like, oh, I don't know if people are gonna stay because of comedy. And also, like, I had another thing in particular I wanted to do with my YouTube channel. I had another particular talent I wanted to share with my YouTube channel, and that is my, I wanted to document my fashion design abilities. So yeah, thinking that over, I'm like, ooh, ¿por qué no las dos? I mean, why not do both? You know what I mean? Ever since I was, I would say, I think 17 years old, I wanted to do comedy. Like, I love the healing power that comedy has. In a way, it sort of feels like a love language. Maybe like if you were to categorize it under words of affirmation. And after the short that I published, which, subhanAllah, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all who have been so supportive. After that took off, I'm like, you know what? I think I have an idea of where I'd like to take this channel. So yeah, the point that I'm trying to make is I want to be one of the pioneers of positive Muslim representation. When I was about 15 years old, I wrote my very first TV show. It did have a Black Muslim lead, but back then I didn't think, oh, Black Muslim lead, because I don't know, when you're young, you don't think about race like that. I just wanted to write a character that was relatable, right? And I think that's what matters. I'm gonna be rambling for a while, so I'm just gonna reposition you. But yeah, growing up, I didn't see enough positive representation of Muslims growing up. And I grew up in a post 9/11 era. I was a kid when 9/11 happened. I think I was in like preschool or kindergarten when 9/11 happened. And I wasn't aware of the Islamophobia or anti-Muslim hatred that was around me. I didn't realize that kids and adults can look down on somebody because they wear the hijab or because they practice of a certain faith. I don't know why, but I thought that was normal to me growing up, to not like Muslims. And it's a really sad mentality to think about. Because like when you're a kid, like you're not thinking about racism. I always say this, when you're a kid, you're not thinking about racism, right? You just want to play with other kids. You know, you just want to get through the school day and go home, watch cartoons, eat some snacks. You know, you don't want to think about, so the history of being Black in America, like what's that all about? No, you're not thinking about that at all. And yeah, I didn't see enough Muslim representation in the shows that I watched growing up. And I know with the adult shows, they had like the worst Muslim representation homeland. And I didn't realize how bad this was until the Oscars So White campaign rolled around. And so a little fun fact about me, I was a writer, a content writer at muslimgirl.com, and I wrote an article where I interviewed the founder of the Oscars So White movement. And after doing that assignment, at the time I was in college when I wrote this, that made me realize, wait a minute. Okay, so we see this terrible representation of Muslims, but where, like, are there any Muslims working behind the scenes on this? Are they not only behind the scenes, are they also like in front of the camera as well? So in college, then I realized, okay, I think I know what I want to do with my life. And also around this time, this was when Issa Rae came out with Insecure, which it really inspired, it like kickstarted like my career goals. And also when Regina King won the Emmy for her role in American Crime, like the way that she portrayed a revert Muslim woman, and I'm not a revert, but like, you know, the way that like she portrayed her love and her pride for being Muslim, like I was absolutely moved. And I'm like, this is how Muslim representation should be. Because growing up, I felt like I had to assimilate. I thought like it was okay for other people to not like me because of my faith. Of course, like to each to their own, but like it's not okay to disrespect somebody and to look down on somebody because of their faith. If me being Muslim makes you uncomfortable, I don't care. If me being Black makes you uncomfortable, I don't care. If me being a Black Muslim woman makes you uncomfortable, I really don't care. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay. Honestly, like I could ramble on and on about Muslim representation. I could make like a whole TED talk about this, you guys. This is supposed to be just a vlog, and like here I am breaking the rule. Here I am coming off like a hypocrite where I'm just going blah, 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 and I'm not doing anything. So let's get to work, shall we? All right, so I just finished a job application and it's not even 10 a.m. yet. Like, look at this. It's not even 10 a.m. I feel like rewarding myself with something, but like, I don't know what. Like, usually I reward myself with food, but because I'm fasting, I can't. I don't know. I just realized I didn't really get to talk much about my job search. As you can tell by what I just did, and also like this short, I'm gonna like put it right here. So yeah, I've been job hunting, and it hasn't been going great. It's been like this for almost 2 years now. I'm guilty of that. I did, however, take part-time gigs during my career gap, if you will. Career break. I would do some cat sitting, babysitting. I'm also working part-time as a project manager. The roles that I'm currently applying for right now are in digital marketing. But yeah, the job market has been really brutal. And the thing that they don't teach you in college is, see, okay, it needs to be a thing. There should be a thing where you cannot graduate unless you take like this exit course. It's kind of like how when you're a freshman, you take like an orientation course. But yeah, for seniors, oh yeah, if you think about it, it's kind of like a capstone. Maybe it's like a capstone, I don't know. I don't know, when I was a senior, I did take a capstone course and that was required in order to graduate. But there needs to be an exit course where they teach you how to prepare for the job search and what happens post-grad, because I've been out of college for years now, and I did get my first job out of college, but I got laid off from that job. And yeah, they don't teach you like how to prepare for things like this. But you know what? It's okay, because YouTube is free. Like, there are some wonderful resources. I'm gonna paste them here. Listening to podcasts has also been really helpful as well. My favorite is the LinkedIn podcast. I'm blanking on the name, but the host name is Andrew. And also my friends have been so supportive, like may Allah bless them. They're even like, hey, if you need a reference, I got you. But yeah, it's been really difficult. My goal last year for 2023 was to hopefully get a full-time job, and what have I got to show for it? But I'm not gonna beat myself up over this. And also, to be fair, I did some upskilling. I have my certificate in digital marketing and e-commerce from Google. Completing that was one of my proudest achievements this year, even though like I finished it in January. Another thing that's helping me keep my head above water during this really frustrating job hunt is I post this on my wall. It's a list of work wins. If you're in the middle of a job hunt and you're thinking like, oh, this is taking way longer than it needs to, and like, I don't know if I'm benefiting from any of this, write yourself a list of how great you've been doing. Maybe you applied to X number of jobs in one day, or maybe even a week. Hey, did you upskill on something? Write that down. You scored an interview? Write that down. But the important thing that you need to note on this is you have to remind yourself, don't give up. Oh, for crying out loud.
What's he so happy about? What? April 1st?
So it's about 2 in the afternoon. It's 2:38 to be exact. And I'm debating between either editing this vlog as we speak or doing a free write for 1 hour. I mean, the free write is only for an hour, but editing this vlog, I don't know how long that's gonna take. Editing is very time consuming, and the hours just go by like, you know what? That hour is gonna make a difference. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do.